welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be reviewing the new Benefit Hello Happy foundation, and I'm so excited to do so. This foundation is a light to medium coverage, so it should be perfect for the summer. I'm going to be doing a little wear test in this video. So I'll apply the foundation, and then after about 8 hours I'll come back and I'll show you guys how it's keeping up and how I like it. A lot of you guys ask me for some great foundations for the summer, something that's really lightweight, breathable, just looks like skin, very natural. And so I'm hoping this foundation might be the one for you. There's 12 shades in total for this line, and they sent me 4 shades. I got shades 6 to 9. I know a lot of companies right now are throwing out foundations with like a shade range of 40 to 50 colors, and sometimes I think people need to understand that that's not always feasible for a company to do. Not only does the production of the product cost a lot, but things like shelf space also cost a lot too. Like, it's not cheap to be in Sephora or in Shoppers Drug Mart or places like that. It costs a lot just to place your product onto the shelf too. So I think Benefit did a great job with the 12 shades that they did put out there. Even though they only have 12 shades, they did hit a pretty good spectrum of colors. They have a really nice light fair color, and then they have a really nice deep warm color as well. So there is pretty much something for almost everyone, I would say. But because there's only 12 shades, you might have to still mix and match, just because 12 shades isn't going to cover the entire population. As I mentioned before, they sent me shades 6 to 9. So I'm going to do a little swatch test on the side of my face just so you guys can see the shade range on my face. Now keep in mind, I have tanned quite a bit this summer because I've been going on a lot of vacations. I went to Cuba, I went to Mexico twice, I just came back from Vegas. So yeah, I have tanned quite a bit. Now this one is 6. So I'm just gonna apply that here. This one I would say is like more of a medium warm. This one is 7, which is more of like a tan medium warm. I would say I'm more of a 7 right now. Oh god, this one just spilled out. Ooh. This one is 8. This literally just like spilt out. All my foundations, like all of these foundations are just kind of oozing out. I'm not sure why. Just got to work with what I got. Okay, and this one is 9. I'm just going to put it down here. Maybe up here too. Just so you guys can see. I'm like terrible at swatching. I need to learn how to become a better YouTuber. But yeah, you can see that this is the shade range. I would say I'm about a 7 right now. And in the description below, I'll leave a few foundation shades that I am in, like other brands like NARS or MAC or whatever it is, just so you guys can kind of compare and see. I think in the wintertime I would be about a 6. It does look a little bit cooler than the 7. Just because, again, I've tanned a lot, and in the winter I tend to get really, really pale if I don't get any sun. So I do want to talk a little bit about the packaging before I actually put it all over my face. I just want to say this packaging is so incredibly cute. So as you can see, it has the rose gold finish on top, which I absolutely love, and then the back has this like cute little happy face. I don't know why, it just gives me like summer vibes all over. It is a nice little convenient size, but you still get 30 milliliters of foundation in here, which is a really good amount, which is the amount you normally get in foundations. Now when I originally got the package, I thought 7 was going to be way too dark for me, especially when looking at these packages. It just looks very like yellowy kind of brown, and then this just 6 looked a little bit too light for me, I found, just because I know I've tanned this summer. So I was a little concerned, but the actual foundation that comes out is not exactly the same as what the color of the packaging is. And I mean, I'm pretty sure it's hard to get the same color on the packaging too, so definitely try it out before you kind of guess based on the color of the packaging. Now it comes in this like easy squeezable tube, but my foundation for some reason has just been like exploding all over the place. As you can see, it just kind of like is oozing out for some reason. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's just my package and it just got like really shaken up in the mail or something like that, and that's why it's like just oozing out on its own. But it happened to all 4 of the foundations that I was sent. I really hope it's not something that happens with every foundation that they have. So I would kind of give it your own try and maybe go to the store and test it out, or I don't know, see if it does that for you. But this is like a no-go for me. This like makes me really mad because it gets super messy. I don't think I've ever really been a massive fan of like squeezable tube kind of foundations, especially in like hard bottles like this, just because when you're coming towards the end of the foundation too, it's really hard to get out as well. And I don't know, me being brown, I like to use like every last drop of a product, you know, get your money's worth, even though I got this for free, but you know what I mean. Okay, so I'm going to try on the foundation now. I'm going to start off actually by putting on my Valencia color corrector. This is just a routine for me. This is just what I do because I have really bad dark circles. So there's no way I leave the house without this on. And I'm just going to use a beauty blender to blend that in. When I try on the foundation, I'm going to try it with a beauty blender and I'm going to try it with a brush, so you guys can see the difference in, you know, how it blends out in the coverage. I personally am not a huge primer person. I never ever wear primer. I mean, I do here and there if I want to, depending on what the primer is and like what kind of benefits it gives you, but I don't find that primer like makes or breaks a foundation. I usually just go without one. I find primer is a little bit more beneficial when you have like pretty problematic skin. I'm not gonna lie, I've been pretty lucky with my skin. It doesn't give me too many problems. I break out here and there. I mean, like this pimple decided to show up today, so I mean, I do get my occasional breakouts, but I've never really had like enlarged pores or textured skin too much. So yeah, I never use a primer. On most of my clients, I also don't really use a primer unless they have like super enlarged pores or like super textured skin or super oily skin or something like that. But if it's like a normal amount of oily, even dry, like whatever it is, like if it's not that bad, I usually don't use a primer. So I'm going to do the same with this foundation. I'm going to go in with no primer. So this is a sheer to medium coverage foundation. This side of my face I'm going to blend out with a beauty blender, and I know it looks like a lot, but it's not that much foundation that I put on. And it's blending out really well. And it's living up to the fact that it is sheer to medium coverage. So I do really like that. It's feeling really lightweight on my skin right now and very breathable. I'm going to give you guys a closer look because it is sheer to medium. Like it didn't fully cover the pimple. It kind of toned it down a bit, but it's still there. And you can obviously see through the foundation into my dark circles quite a bit too, but it's not that bad. So even though you can still see my dark circles and the pimple, I actually really do like it. It's serving its purpose. It's supposed to be a light to medium, like it's not supposed to cover everything up, and I think that it gives you this really nice natural looking finish. You know, it makes you look a little bit awake, but doesn't make you look like you're trying too hard. So I've applied it on this side of my face, and I'm going to blend it out with my Sigma Kabuki brush. Also, FYI, after I used up all the foundation that kind of oozed out, this stopped oozing. So this is my second time using it, and it stopped oozing out the second time I used it. So I guess it was just maybe because it was shaken up in the mail or something. I don't know. So again, just using my Sigma Kabuki brush to buff this out. I feel like this side has given me a bit of a fuller coverage, but I just think naturally that's what brushes do compared to a sponge, because a sponge, you know, soaks up all that excess product. This is what the foundation looks like blended out with a brush instead of a sponge. I think it did a pretty good job giving me like a really nice natural finish. It's supposed to dry as a natural matte, and personally I think it's still a little bit dewy. I don't think it's fully a natural matte for me, but maybe that's just me. But you can see like it has this really nice kind of shine to it, and I'm not complaining because I love dewy skin. Like I love the shiny look. My skin's really dry, so I like, you know, making it look really, I don't know, dewy and fresh. It's also supposed to have a blurring effect, which I mean it does for me. I I don't see why not. I don't think it like completely blurs everything, but for the fact that it's supposed to look natural, it's giving me a nice like soft natural blur. With it all over my face, I actually do really like it. It is nice and lightweight. My skin feels really breathable. It's perfect for the summer, I think, but again, like I want to wear it all day just to really test it out and let you guys know how I actually feel. I'm actually gonna use a little bit more around my eyes and around this like pimple just to see how much of like a medium coverage I can get out of it. It's actually giving me a pretty decent medium coverage if you look at this side compared to this side. I know there's a bit of foundation there, but even if you look at the top of my eyes, I really like it. So I really hope this foundation lasts well throughout the day, because this might be my new favorite go-to like summer foundation. I do think it looks just like slightly darker, not darker, but more yellow than what my skin tone is, but it's not too far off, and hopefully I'm hoping like when it settles into my face it'll kind of match my skin tone more, because sometimes that happens. Also, I just want to let you guys know that I do always wear a powder on top of any type of liquid or cream foundations that I wear, just because I'm the type of person that touches my face a lot. I don't know about you guys, but because of that reason, I find my foundation moves, especially on my nose area. But I'm gonna try my best not to touch my face and not to put a powder on this foundation, just so you guys can get like a full idea of what it really like works like. I'm gonna add some concealer onto my eyes because I just like hate walking around with my dark circles and having foundation and just like not covering up my dark circles with it. I'd rather just like be au natural with my dark circles fully, or you know, have it all fully covered up. And the reason I mentioned that is because I will be adding powder around my eyes, so my concealer does increase, but I'm not going to be doing powder all over my face. I'm just gonna finish up the rest of my face quickly and then I will be back. Okay, so I threw on the rest of my makeup, my highlighter, my contour, all of that sat really well on top of the foundation, so I'm really happy about that. Honestly, I'm hoping that this will be my new go-to summer foundation, just because my skin feels so nice and lightweight right now that I'm absolutely loving it. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna check in a little bit later on today with you guys, probably 9 o'clock at night. It's about 1 o'clock right now, and show you guys how it really wore throughout the day. That's about 8 hours, so you know, your typical day out. So yeah, I'm gonna go out, run some errands in this heat. It's about 29 degrees Celsius outside, which I'm not complaining about, to be honest, because I hate the cold, but it's gonna be nice and hot. So we'll see how this foundation lasts in that, and how it lasts through me touching my face throughout the day, because I know I'm gonna forget, and I know that I didn't wear powder today, so we'll see what happens. Okay guys, so it's pretty much the end of the day. It's about 9:30 now, and my foundation has stayed on so perfectly. I do touch my face a lot, so the foundation around my nose, especially my nose ring area, because I always like push in my nose ring, that kind of wiped off, but everywhere else it's actually on properly, and I did touch my face a lot, so I'm super impressed with that. I found throughout the day that the foundation settled into my skin a little bit better and matched my skin tone perfectly afterwards, so another thumbs up with that. Another bonus is that my skin doesn't feel like gross and heavy and cakey like it does with other foundations by the end of the day. Like, I actually still feel like my skin is breathing really well, and that it's super lightweight. Like, I don't feel like anything is on my face right now. So again, I really like this foundation. I would definitely recommend it as a great summer foundation, something that's amazing for light to medium coverage if that's what you're looking for. I also really like how my makeup sat on top of it, like how my eyeshadow sat on top of it, how my highlight and contour sat on top of it. Nothing really budged or moved around. So overall, I absolutely love this foundation. I would definitely recommend it. Anyways, that's just my little review of the Hello Happy foundation. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please do not forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. You don't want to be missing out on any new content that I post. Also, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate the love and support, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.